Ay. Otra vez. Come here. Let me tell you something. I remember Tampa, the way she used to be, the places we would run to, the faces we would see. Yes, I remember Tampa, those precious memories, a city rising on the move, a simple yet progressive groove. I remember Tampa, and she remembers me. Yeah. She remembers me.
Welcome to the Tampa Native Show. Stay tuned now for the fastest 60 minutes in cable broadcast history. Live from the studios at TBCN, the home of the Tampa Native Show. Join your hosts, Mario Nunez, the 15-Minute Girl, and Steve Canella, as they celebrate growing up in Tampa. From Shock Armstrong to Shakey's Pizza, from Braddock Street to Buffalo Avenue. Get ready to call in and tell us your stories, because sharing your memories has never been this much fun. And now, Mario Nunez, the 15-Minute Girl, and Steve Canella.
She remembers me.
Hi, Tampa Native Show fans. Welcome back to another exciting week, another exciting edition of the Tampa Native Show. My name is Mario Nunez, and I'm seated alongside my broadcast partner,
Sally Nunez,
our very own 15-Minute Girl, and to her left,
Steve Canella,
a.k.a. Tampa Steve. Now, many of you know, because we have been posting on Facebook, that is the marketing branch of the Tampa Native Show. This week's guest in studio was to have been none other than Harry Cohen, Tampa City Councilman. But what we learned today from C. Joe Ford, is that Harry got detained. The meeting went a little long today, and he was unfortunately unable to be with us. So as we do here on live TV and in real time, we called an audible at the line of scrimmage. I called Steve up and I said, "Hey, brother, all that work you did and all them pictures, man."
Never mind.
Forget about that.
Never mind. We're moving on. But we're going to have Harry back. He's agreed to come back. I believe it's on the 22nd of August, I want to say. And maybe even sooner than that if we can get him in here sooner than that. But Harry, rest up, man. I know you had a long, arduous day today in Chambers, and we'll be looking for you next time around. But what are we going to do tonight, Steve? What did we decide to do tonight?
Well, you know, we did have a contingency plan, which luckily we had that in place, but it was still last minute, you might say.
I thought we were winging it.
Yeah, but we are.
We are, and we will, and we do.
But it wasn't a full contingency plan, so we have
Right.
we have
Okay.
a partial, you might say.
Right.
Yeah.
But the good thing is we're going to talk about then and now, basically where we started as a Tampa Native Show and also where we've come to.
Right.
And a good way to display that tonight is actually showing you some really, really cool videos of our old shows, the intro and closing of the old shows. So how about that?
That should be interesting.
It's going to be wildly interesting.
It's been a long road. That's
We,
all.
I know.
we had a little tip-off early on to let us know that there may be the opportunity that Harry might be detained and he might not be able to join us here in studio. So at that point, I told Steve, "Hey, man, we got to be ready." So he went about gathering video, and we called the show the Tampa Native Show Then and Now. And, you know, we took inventory the other day. Steve and I are always working, the 15-Minute Girl, always working on the website, trying to improve it, trying to make it better for you guys, trying to make it more user-friendly, updating the content. And recently we realized, you know, we had our 100th show celebration a few weeks ago.
Yes, we did.
September 1st, which is, don't look now,
Right
right
around
around
the
the
corner.
corner,
Don't even say it.
6 weeks away. That'll be our third anniversary because
Yeah.
our first show was September 1st of 2010. So we thought, what a nice look back, a nice retrospective to give you guys an idea of from what humble beginnings.
Very humble.
We like to think that we've come a long way, baby, because we truly
We have, yeah.
We truly have. From the graphics, from our technical director, Eric Cups,
Yeah.
to the fact that we have a website that is awesome and up and running, and Steve's constantly working that, to Hello Dory, who is joining us this week again, and she's answering our phones for us.
Yep.
So, you know, from that very first show, which was frightening, We had no idea what we were going to do on that
It was
set.
a little rough.
What the set was going
Yeah.
to look like. The 15-minute girl hadn't been invented.
I was frightened to death at that time.
And Mike Baluja hadn't written
Yeah.
that magical song that you hear each and every week. So we're here tonight to talk about those things. As we show the videos, we want to contemplate where we've been and where we're going. And that's where you come in. So when we open the phone lines in just a couple of minutes, be sure and call in. Tell us how long you've been watching. Tell us where you're calling from. And tell us maybe what you'd like to see us do in the not-so-distant future.
You know, it's hard to believe that September 1st, 2010, that we started our first show. And I just can't believe it's been that long already. And you're right, we have come
Yeah.
a long way. And
We have,
yeah.
Stevie, we have.
And speaking
Unbelievable.
And Sally, speaking of being scared, I mean, I was
Yes.
like a deer in the headlights the first
So was I.
several shows, maybe first season.
I would
Yes.
suggest to
But,
you that it was, yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, it was we did progress every
Sure.
time, every
Yeah.
show as
Yeah.
time went on, and it just made it better and better.
It's fun. We're having fun.
And what gave
And
us
we're getting better.
What gave us a great idea to kind of reflect and do a little bit about this show tonight is last week when Mr. Swope was with us. You know, Dale paid us a pretty wonderful compliment after the show was over. He said, you know, you guys have a great synergy. You guys have a great energy. He says, you know, at our law firm we actually practice. Trial. We practice debate. We practice going into a mock-up courtroom and working in the kind of back and forth that you see between either, prosecuting, defense attorneys and of course the interplay with the judges and so forth. And he told us, you guys do that very easily and very well. It didn't start out that way,
Little
Dale.
did he know.
Yeah, I wanted to
No.
tell him, Dale, it wasn't always that easy.
No.
But we felt that was high compliment, high praise.
It's
coming-
very nice to hear.
Yeah,
was nice.
coming from
Yeah.
him. So tonight we're going to do that wonderful look back and look forward as well. We do want to mention at the top of the show that there are a couple of events, and as we start to get our callers, there are a couple of events that we want to mention up front. Which is the Cuckoo Cuckoo?
That's picture number 1, Eric. If you could bring that up now, that'd be great.
Bring up that picture, and Dory, if you can possibly raise our special VIP guest on the phone so he can give us a little talking to about this. Our wonderful friend Rodney Justo, he's been in studio with us before, not too long ago actually. They're going to be playing a benefit concert tomorrow night in St. Pete at the Palladium. It's going to be a benefit concert for the St. Pete Free Clinic. They do wonderful work over there at the Free Clinic. And Rodney and Roy Garcia and Robin Sibical and all of the Cuckoo Cuckoo will be there. There also is going to be 2 bands. Tin Pan Alley is going to be starting their opening act as well. So hopefully,
can't wait.
Hopefully Rodney will be with us here in just a couple of minutes. The website you can go to, if you go to cuckoocachooband.com, cuckoocachooband.com, I know that's a mouthful, there's a link there where you can actually purchase tickets to this event, and it goes to a wonderful cause, and it's not too late to get your tickets.
Nope.
You could probably even Google that, by the way.
Yep, so please be sure and join us if you're free. It's tomorrow night at 8 p.m. at another historic building in St. Petersburg, the St. Petersburg
Palladium.
The Palladium in St. Pete. So while we're waiting to hear from Rodney, hang in there with us. He's just about ready to come on the air with us. Stevie, I know you're not going to be there tomorrow because
Right.
you had a prior commitment, and we're going to miss you.
I know, and I'm
We're
going to
miss you, and you got to
being
give
there as
yourself
well.
a couple of demerits for not being with us. And I know you have your parochial school upbringing, so you
That's
understand
true.
what demerits are. But whatever they are,
I had a
spank
few.
yourself. Do whatever you need to
Spank
do.
yourself.
Put yourself in a timeout.
Right.
And but be with us the next time.
We'll be thinking about you. We're going to have
Let's see who's
Absolutely.
on line 5. Caller, you're on the Tampa Native Show. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Rodney Justo calling from, I can't think of anything funny to say.
That was funny. It's
This
It
is our
wasn't necessary.
This is our dear friend Rodney Justo. Rodney, we were just setting it up, letting everybody know that tomorrow night you guys are going to be playing. Cuckoo Cuckoo is going to be playing at the Palladium. Tell everybody a little bit more about it.
Well, there's 2 venues at the Palladium. One is a little small venue called the Side Door, where we play downstairs once in a while. There's also a big 800-seat theater that's just spectacular, and we're playing with another band there tomorrow as a benefit for, oh, good grief.
The St. Pete Free
Free
Clinic
Clinic.
will help you.
The St. Petersburg Free Clinic. My mind went blank.
Uh-huh.
At least I didn't have far to go. But we're playing with another band called Tin Pan Alley. It starts at 8 o'clock. We'll probably go on, I guess, about 9. The other band will play, then we'll play, and we'll be playing. you know, Maria, we only play salsa in the 60s. That's all we play.
Sure.
We love that.
And that's all we want to hear.
Well, we play the songs that other bands don't play.
Correct.
You're not going to hear Jeremiah Was a Bullfrog and Mustang Sally and...
Yay, I love that one.
We'll do some more, I don't want to say obscure, but more challenging stuff.
Yeah.
Right. And you know, for those that maybe have not had the pleasure of seeing you guys perform live, you know, when Roy and Robin start to warm up, they put on quite a show, man. They put on quite a show. Those are two guitar players, you know.
Extraordinary.
Yep, they sure are.
Our players against anybody, you know, without sound too arrogant. I tell people if they ever heard a better band with the same instrumentation, I'm not talking about a 20-piece band.
Correct.
Yeah.
If they ever heard a better band with the same instrumentation, come see me, I'll give you your money back. Except I'm not doing it this time for money.
Right, exactly. You can't.
They won't find one.
Well, we have been talking this up real good, Tampa Native show style.
Thank you, Marty. You know, the St. Pete Clinic, free clinic, these guys they take care of the people that fall through the cracks.
Yeah.
They're people that they think they have no way out, man. They need, you know, something to eat, you know, whatever. These people try to help them out.
That's
And
great.
it's not just medical care. They provide housing, they provide clothing.
Right.
It's sort of an all-encompassing aid program, and that's the neat
Exactly.
part
That's
about it.
nice.
It's not just, you know, the emergency tooth extraction or, you know, some other type of, you need a mammogram. This is also, man, if you need a meal, if you need a place to stay, if you need clothing. So
Exactly, man. This is like for hospice for people that aren't going to die.
well,
know?
that's a great
Way
that's
to
a
put
great
it.
way to
Yeah, that
put
is
it.
good.
I'll ring a bell on that sort of sad note there, but hey, we take your point, Rodney, and we're going to be there tomorrow night celebrating with you, and we can't wait to see you.
Look
We
forward
have
to
a good
seeing
little
you, man.
group.
You know, I knew I was going to speak with you today, so I'm taping the show so that
Good.
I don't have to watch it live.
Wonderful, because that 7-second delay will get you every time.
Exactly, baby.
Thank you, Rodney.
Thanks,
We love
Rodney.
you. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Yeah, all right, thanks, bye.
See
Thank
ya.
you. Bye-bye. That's the great Rodney Justo, and he's going to be playing tomorrow again with Robin
Tin Pan
Civic,
Alley.
Roy Garcia, and the gang.
Yeah.
Tin Pan Alley, and of course, that's Cuckoo Cuckoo.
You know what? I need to make an announcement.
Please.
Technical concern here.
Yes.
We lost connectivity. We were connected earlier.
Yes.
I can't get
Dun,
reconnected
dun,
to the
dun.
internet.
Okay.
So what I would suggest regarding the Bolita drawing
Yes.
is that everybody still send in your Bolita number
Yes.
to show@tampanatives.com. What we'll do after the show is we'll record the numbers, and now if there's a tie, we'll have to figure something out there. But
Well, here's what I suggest.
What do you think?
Here's what I suggest. On the fly, in real time, and on live TV. When we show one of our videos, we can get one of the staff here at TBCN to come in and help you. Or is there something that
if
you
that
need
can be
we
done, we'll try-
Can
we'll
we
try.
broker that deal? What is it that you're missing? Are you missing
well, we
a
can't
code
connect. Yeah, it's a site key to the internet.
Oh.
Okay,
Yep.
so maybe Eric can convey that information to Erica or Antonia in the office and let them know that we need a site key so we can tap into our internet.
Right.
But in the meantime, this is the login key, Steve? The
Yes.
site key. The login, the site key.
Site key login.
In the meantime, let me go ahead and let you all know that we are giving away prizes tonight here on the Tampa Native Show, as we
As
always
usual.
do. And we're going to be giving away, of course, as we always do every week, one lucky winner gets a 200 milliliter bottle of Joe & Sons infused balsamic vinegar or olive oil. Wonderful, wonderful product. Make sure that you send in your Bolita number so we can give that to you. As you see here on the table, Caracolillo Coffee Mills, always generous, has given us an ample supply of coffee. So one person, one lucky winner is going to win some Caracolillo coffee. We want to make sure that we record that, so be sure and call in with your Bolita number or send it in to show@tampanatives.com. Also, Stevie, if you'll hold up that hat right there in front of your computer.
Absolutely.
Tampa Yankees hat. Tampa Yankees, one of our sponsors, is giving away 4 tickets to this coming Saturday night's game. I believe it's this Saturday.
That's nice.
So make sure that you send in. Last week, Angelo Ramori won 4 tickets. Make sure you send in your Bolita number for the Tampa Yankees tickets.
Absolutely.
All right, so we're off and running, and you know, Mr. Harry Cohen, we miss you tonight, but we won't be at any lack of conversation, I don't think.
Well, you
No.
know, we've talked about this before. We said if we just came here one day without any kind of preparation or anything, we just came in the studio, sat down, and started talking about Tampa's history, the show would just flow on its own because there's nothing better than talking about Tampa's history.
Right.
you know?
Absolutely.
And by the way, speaking of shows, we did a show on Facebook recently, 3 weeks ago, and the Tampa Natives group on Facebook, we use that as a resource actually for some of our show topics. We get a lot of topics from our fans as well. But how about the pony pictures?
Oh, yeah.
We have a picture of this.
Let me ask
mention
Eric real quick because I
Okay,
thought I saw a graphic up there that may have been erroneous. Eric, that last graphic, was that show at TampaNativeShow.com? Did I see that correctly? Out of the periphery of my right eyeball, I think I saw you put up an address. See, that's actually incorrect. It's just show at TampaNatives.com.
Right.
So, even without my glasses, these 54-year-old eyes,
Good
out
eye,
of the
Mara.
corner of my eye, I thought, that looks too long.
Good catch.
There you go. Thank you.
Perfect.
So,
There it
show at
is.
TampaNatives.com. Send in your Bolita numbers. We've got 2 callers standing by, and when we come back on the other side of these 2 callers, we're going to tell you we're going to remind you about the Bucks game coming up on the 29th, and we're going to remind you about an upcoming event at Montaro's Ristorante right there in the heart of West Tampa. Steve's got all the details on that. Line 4. Darling, take this one.
Caller, give us your name and tell us where you're calling from.
Hi, Sal. This is Joe Abini from Seminole, Florida.
Hey,
Hi, Joe
Joe.
Abini from Seminole, Florida. How are you, Joe?
I'm going to write your number down right now. 3 and 7.
It was strange that Steve came on with the computer issue because we had a big power outage over here in Pinellas at the beginning of your show. And
Oh, no.
Lost you. And then now it's back up running 100%.
Good.
So I think probably Steve may need just to restart, and he might be able to get right back on. So.
Yeah, he's working the problem now because that's one thing that Steve knows how to do.
Yes, he
'Cause
does,
that's one
and we're
thing that
thankful
Steve
for that.
does all day long. But he's working. Yeah, he's working the what it is. He needs the site key, which is sort of like the pass key for the Wi-Fi here, to then be able to get in. He got kicked out and he didn't have it. Saved, I guess is the word I'm looking for.
Remembered.
But that power outage is bad news for you guys because the only way you watch our show over there is online.
Yes.
That's correct.
Right.
It did come back on after about 4 or 5 seconds, but it could have been 3 hours as far as I was, wanting to be connected. So.
And that is not a salute and happy days when you're disconnected from us for 3 hours.
No.
It's just not.
No, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. I'll be driving over to Tampa real quick.
Attaboy. That's our Joe Abini. There's a ring for
Another
you,
bell?
Joe. Thank you so much. Quickly, then and now, something you remember from an early show that just stays with you, and when you tell somebody about our show, you maybe tell them about that, or maybe something in the future that you'd like to see us do.
Well, a couple of things is that I remember the news reporting of the Tampa Natives. I think it was on ABC, WTFS, I think it is.
Oh, okay. We did do a spot. That was that was even
with,
before we had the
Lisette,
show.
right?
That was before we had the show, right?
The article on the paper?
Exactly.
Lisette.
No, when we were on with Lisette Campos,
Yeah.
Positively
the
Tampa Bay.
right.
New Year's Eve party.
Right. That was that show. I mean, I think you need another spot on a national, one of the local radio stations again to get the word back out again. But
That's a good idea.
That was you must have got a tremendous. I know it influenced me to participate and get involved. So
From Joe Abini's humble mouth
Yes.
in Seminole, Florida,
A great thought.
to the universe. Maybe, Joe, you start a grassroots movement. I'll step aside, let you handle the lead on that. And maybe you contact a few people, and then you rally those troops to contact somebody, if not at Channel 11, which is the one that gave us our first break, maybe Channel 8.
Yeah.
Or we don't mind. We'll drive across the bay if the people on the other side of Gandy want to give us a shot. But you as a Seminole resident, maybe Pinellas County, you say, hey, they got this thing over there. You need to cash in on some of that. So
That'd be good.
push it for us, Joe. We don't mind.
well, I'll do my best.
We
Thanks.
appreciate it.
That'd
And
be
a
nice.
show that you might like to see us do in the future, did you have anything special in mind?
Well, the first thing I thought, Keith and I, when you found out that the councilman wasn't going to be there, was that Mario show about the airline and the goods, bads, and indifference of that sphere.
I'm writing that down. A show of hands, everybody watching at home now, because we can see you. Show of hands. Would that make an interesting show for you guys? For instance, Steve to interview me like I interviewed Steve on the brewery show. There you go. Show of hands. Thank you. The booth. That's Eric.
That's two.
And Tori. There's 2 right there. Would that make an interesting and entertaining show? Steve can interview me on, hey, Mario, did you ever have a close call in all those 30 years of flying? Or, hey, Mario, did anybody ever get sick on your airplane or anybody go crazy?
Right. I think that, you should plan it, but it also should be something that you could interject, you could bring in if any of this occasion came up again.
All right.
Yeah.
Then that will be our next
good.
alternative show
It is an alternative show.
But that's our next alternate show, I should have said. That's our next alternate show if we have somebody who can't make it for whatever reason at the last minute, because I can certainly do that without much research.
Right.
But I wouldn't mind doing that show either as a sort of a fond farewell to my airline career. I like that idea, Joe.
Absolutely. I think it'd be very interesting. And being a Tampa native, I mean, there's got to be a connection. There's got to be something that came up that influenced you, that drove you in that direction. I mean, there's all kinds of things that it is still a Tampa connection. So
there is, and that's the story that I'll save for that show. But thank you for that. Do we have your numbers already? 3 and
Yes, I
7?
wrote them down.
All right. Thank you, Joe. Thanks so much for being our best fans, and we appreciate you.
Bye.
all right.
Thanks, Joe.
Good night, guys.
Good night.
night.
Thank you, Joe. Pretty good.
That's a good idea.
Pretty good
We
idea.
should do that for
Okay.
sure.
You know, but you're going to be sitting in the interview seat, then I got to sit over here on the side, and you're going to ask me the questions.
I'll have them all written down.
I already know all the questions and the answers.
be-
Very good.
By
Very
the way,
good.
no go on the site key.
No.
So we're going to have to go with Plan A.
Oh, no.
Which is actually Plan B.
Yeah,
All
in this
right.
case.
We're
But
winding down to Plan C now.
but send it to show@tampanatives.com anyway.
Why don't we take our caller on line 4, and then on line 5, and then get ready to show the first video that we want to show, because already
Yeah,
we're 20
let's do
minutes
that.
past the
Wow.
hour. All
Ready?
right, line 5. Donna?
Caller, you're on the air. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
Well, this is Amos McCoy.
Hey,
it's
Amos
been a
McCoy.
while.
Where have you been?
How are you, Amos?
How's Papini?
Me goddamn years, it just keeps getting goddamn better and better.
Oh, thank you, Hugh. Thank
Thanks.
you so much. How
Nice
you
to hear
been?
from you, Hugh.
Good, I've been good. I had a couple of things I wanted to say about memorable shows.
Sure.
The two most memorable shows were the Channel 13 show and the Channel 8 show,
Yes.
and also the late Mike Graham wrestling show.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I agree.
We had two of
The,
those actually.
As far as an alternative show, I would have an idea of when did Tampa first start turning the corner from being a small town into the metropolis it is now?
78.
Oh,
I would throw out,
yeah.
on my part, I would throw out when the Howard Franklin Bridge first went in, and also when the Tampa International Airport was first renovated in the early 70s.
72
Yeah,
for
when
the
it became the
airport, 71,
international,
72
yeah.
for the airport, and
Yeah.
and the Howard Franklin was early on.
It was 57 around
Yep.
that time.
Yep.
Because I used to play when they had the pilings, you know.
Oh, sure.
And stuff, you know. So we used to go over there and hang out. And
Yep.
We feel the same way you do about those two shows that we had with Mike
Yes.
Graham. We had him on twice,
Yeah.
as you recall. I know you do, Hugh. You know, we miss him. You know, we wish that things had been different, because
Right.
those stories, he was the last link. You know what I mean? He took those stories with him, and we have them recorded for posterity and into perpetuity. So anybody who would ever like to watch those shows again, or you're missing your friend Mike Graham and you want to look in on him, we have him. It's on our website.
Yeah.
We feel pretty fortunate about that.
I still have it on DVR, Mario,
I bet
Oh,
you do.
good.
I bet
Wow.
you do. We miss him, man. I mean,
Yes.
come on.
as well as the 13 show. Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good.
Well, thank you, Hugh, and
Good
as,
advice,
as
too.
well. Just like the Abinis, you have been with us from the beginning, and
Yes.
you lucky son of a gun, you win a lot of our Bowl Leader drawings. You know
So
that.
give me your number again.
You want me to give you a number? Or?
Sure, please.
Okay, 23.
23 it is.
23. You got it.
All right.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Hugh.
Hugh.
Thanks for calling.
Thanks for a great show. Have a
Nice
good
to
evening.
hear
you.
from
We
you.
do appreciate it. Thank you.
Good to hear from our original fans,
Yeah.
huh?
It's great. It's
Yeah.
great.
It's
It's
fantastic.
great. I know when we don't have our phone on the table, it sort of disconnects us in one way from our fans, because
Yeah, a little
they
bit.
appreciate the opportunity to call in. When we do have fans or I should say guests like Dale Swope, we want to hear all those stories, so we don't want to get that stream of conversation uninterrupted. But I got to say, when the phone's back on the table and it's just the three of us in the studio, that's special too.
You
It
know,
is,
it's true.
it is,
And
yeah.
you know what? What Hugh said is really important. I mean, that's a great topic. Is when did the tide turn? Was it the late 70s? When did it go from a small town to a big town? When was it where you can go anywhere in Tampa in 20 minutes to 2 hours to get to South End?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
So
imagine that
When did
now.
we go from being Tampa to Tampa Bay? I
That-
know
that's
that,
another-
that one
that's another
hurts.
one.
That
That's
one
part of it.
hurts, and
That's
it's
right.
got to be post Bucks, because before that it wasn't the case.
That's right.
And you could also make an argument, I think, that when did things change from Ybor City being the focal point?
Right,
Oh, yes, yeah.
Turn of the century.
That was much earlier.
When Ybor City was actually larger in population and in economy than Tampa,
Yeah.
and then Tampa wisely, I guess, or hoodwinked, I'm not sure how that worked out, folded Ybor City into its city limits, and then of course, regained its county seat, if you
Right.
will. You know.
Hey,
so.
speaking of then and now,
Yes.
let's go back to that video from our first show. How about that?
Let's do that.
Just
You
set that
want to
up
call
real
that up?
quick.
Okay. Well, as we said before,
Yeah.
we've got a caller. We see you there. Please stand by.
Hang on.
Hang on. We're going to come right back to you. We promise. And watch this video. You can probably comment on
And
the
this,
video.
this intro video from September 1st, 2010, no voiceover. We just put a few pictures together. I found some software online where we just kind of created like a little video with the music, and that's all we had.
That's it. And
all you got.
so this was our when we rolled out September 1st, 2010, and everybody was watching and waiting at home, mostly just our parents and a couple of close friends.
I was waiting at home.
And the 15-minute girl wasn't even in studio
Yeah, I
with
called
us.
in.
She hadn't even been born yet, the 15-minute girl. This is what you saw when you tuned in.
It's
Enjoy.
video number 1.
Number 1. How about that?
I know, that was something.
How about that?
That's cool.
You know, you couldn't hear us because our mics were muted, and hopefully they're unmuted now. But our mics were muted at the time that that video was playing,
Yeah.
and we were singing along here
Yes,
because
we were.
we know the lyrics now so well, and that, of course, is the music that Mike used when he came out with his second incarnation of the song, because he created another song. The first song
That's
that he
right.
wrote, I remember
Right.
Tampa's a little bit different. You'll get to hear that in just a few minutes if you've forgotten. And if you just joined us in the last little bit, you maybe never heard it. So you'll
Yeah,
get a
that's
chance to
true.
hear that in a few
Different
minutes.
version of it.
We'll go to line 4, and then we'll come back and we'll show the back end, our closing credits, right, Steve? We
That's
have
right.
that?
We
Our
do.
closing credits to that opening season. But how about that real simple kind of opening?
It was basic.
It was-
Stevie put
it
that
worked.
together. Wonderful images,
Yeah.
right? You picked the
Yeah.
right photograph.
Hit all the right
Colorful,
nerves.
it grabbed your attention.
The music kind of was a little. They had some Latin in
Jazzy.
there
Yeah,
somewhere,
that's good.
and it worked. So let's go to line 4, darling.
Hello, caller. Thank you for calling. Give us your name and where you're calling from.
This is Jim Carney calling from West Tampa.
Yay,
Hey,
Jim.
Where you been, Jim?
Paco Malo, what's going on, man?
Hey, man, first of all, I want to know how many times Mario had to show his legs as a stewardess in his airline career. No, he had me riveted
Never.
with one of his airline stories of an international incident with what he called a professional drunk.
Wow, it was
Yeah.
bad.
If there is one.
Yankees event,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
Mario is just a great storyteller, and I say stewardess with tongue in cheek.
Of course. I know you know better, Jim. I know.
Because of the leg thing, right?
Yeah, no, it's,
I know you had to show your legs a little bit.
We did.
On those trips. What I wanted to say, I'm reading from the Tampa Tribune, the Sunday, July 4th, 1963 edition.
okay.
It talks about the Favata Messina marriage.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
I saw that on Facebook.
Dr. and Mrs. Messina celebrated their 50th anniversary, so I want to give a big happy anniversary to one of the show's great sponsors. I have right in front of me the bag from when I won a bottle of Joe & Sons olive oil,
And as it says right under the original truck, in 1938, that's where it all began.
We had
We couldn't pay you to make a
Yeah,
better
no.
endorsement.
We
Thank
had that.
you, Jim.
We
That
had
was
that in our
great.
notes, Jim. That we
Yeah.
weren't going to close the show without bringing that out because that's a huge milestone, a golden
Yes,
anniversary.
absolutely.
So
Right. Congratulations.
The anniversary, and just one walk in the door of Joe and Sons Olive Oil, and meeting Andrea, and Marilyn was away in the car, and while my mother and I were looking through the shop and tasting, she got on the phone without us knowing to her mom, and Marilyn came back, and we chatted.
Oh, how nice.
My mother and they visited, and just wonderful, just buonissimo in Italian.
beautiful,
Yes.
beautiful.
That's how it is.
They're
there.
very nice
Beautiful.
people.
Made it perfect.
Thank you so much for reminding everyone.
Yes.
And
give me your number.
And give us your Bolita number, Paco Malo.
My Bolita number is 39 for tonight.
39 for tonight, just like Jack Benny,
Okay.
39 again. Thank you, Jim, for
Thanks, Jim.
for always being there for us. We
That was
appreciate
wonderful.
Thank
Jim.
you for all you've given me. Mike Beluha told me about the show, and I've been a loyal fan ever since.
Yes, you
you. Yes,
have.
you have.
Thank
Yes,
you
you
so
have,
much.
my
We
brother.
appreciate you, Jim.
Thank you. That
That's
one's
nice.
for you.
Let's
Thank
step
you.
out of the way and let another caller come in. And salute, happy days. I raise my glass of water to you guys because that's what I'm drinking right now. But salute and salute to the Messinas.
Thank you.
And
Salute
happy
to
birthday to you, Jim. You just had a birthday.
Thank you very much.
You thought we
welcome.
forgot. Thank you, Jim.
Okay, I want a
Bye-bye.
bell ring. I want a bell ring for my birthday
And there it is.
on Tuesday.
Not
Thank
for
you,
each
brother.
year, though, right?
Thanks a lot.
Bye,
We appreciate
Jim.
you. Bye bye.
Okay.
That's the great. That's the
Yeah,
great
you
Jim
know,
Carney.
we
That's
have
the
to-
great Jim
Yeah.
Carney.
We have to cut that piece out of the video.
I think we. I think we should.
That's
I think
perfect.
we should.
wonderful.
All right. So let's show the video number 2. And
Number
Eric, I could almost not hear you when you were talking
Yeah,
to
I
me because
couldn't.
I just need to turn up my IFB a little bit so I could hear you. Did I miss something important there when you were talking? All right.
I couldn't hear you.
Let's go ahead and show video 2. Now this is the closing.
Well, no, this is the second one with a voiceover intro.
So you don't want to show? Did you get the
Well, we
closing
can do the-
credits
we
to
can do the
first one?
closing. It's
Yeah, let's
number-
do it in.
number
Let's
five.
kind of do it in sequence.
Okay,
Number
num-
5,
number
video
five.
number 5. This is what you saw at the end of our very first show, and I watched it the
Right.
other day. And Stevie, I don't know if you watched it also. We didn't have a salute and happy days.
No.
We didn't have a bell on the table. We didn't know what to do and how to end the show. So we just said, well,
See ya.
See
we
you
kind
later.
of hope you like the show and tune in next week. Bye. And then we went to this.
Back when we were younger, and everything seemed new. We used to have a lot of fun, yes we did, no matter what we do. Sleeping days, long summer nights, going anywhere we pleased. This love I've always called my own, a love that I've always known. Yes, I remember Tampa. She remembers me.
All right, let's tell everybody because we went a little bit out of sequence. Steve was telling me while we were showing you the video that he didn't have the one that I had set up for you.
That version. It was
that
a couple
version.
months before that.
Yeah, this
Right.
this is actually, to give you the chronology. This is the closing. Our closing credits, season.
It was February 2011.
Okay,
it was
so
right
it's season
after-
2.
Right, season 2.
Season 2, February, and this is after Mike Beluha had created that wonderful song. And that was the closing to our closing credits. And
Right.
you noticed that the Columbia Restaurant was our only sponsor
Yeah.
that
The first time it
season
was, yeah.
because he underwrote the whole business.
And unfortunately, I
Thank
couldn't
you,
find
Richard
that,
Gunsmore.
Thank you.
that closing. Exactly. That would have been great to show.
Well, we'll get it. Well,
Yeah.
it's there. It's available. I mean, if you want to hear it, just go to our archives, go all the way back to our first show. Can you adjust the timeline
able
on it
to,
without having to watch the whole show?
scroll forward, yes.
Just kind of scroll forward to the
Right.
end of the credits and hear the song. It's very, very cool.
Right,
And again, it's simple Simon. And watch the close of the show, because at the close of the show, you'll see that the two of us sort of like, well, what do we didn't discuss this. How do we get out of here?
What do we do?
Bye. See you next week. Bye. It's really funny.
We have callers.
Yeah, we do. We sure do. Let me go ahead and take caller number 5, darling.
Hello, caller. Thank you for calling, and give us your name and where you're calling from.
Hello, Sally. This is PJ Tuck.
Oh,
Hey,
there he is.
PJ.
Hi, PJ.
How you guys doing?
We're
Great
great.
show. Another great show.
Thank you.
you.
Thank you so much.
I'm just calling in to say
Okay.
that after I watched your very first show on the original first season, what I saw tonight was the reason that I became one of your sponsors. And I'm telling you, it's something I will never forget and something I look forward to every week.
Oh, that's so nice.
And you have not veered from the original format that you guys have set up. And I appreciate that, because you're really bringing to the whole city what Tampa was and what Tampa used to be,
Yes.
and the way it should be today.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
It's gut-wrenching at times when you get on the interstate and you realize you're gridlock at 2 in the afternoon and you can't get anywhere and you just want to throw yourself out of the car. Of course, if you're driving, it makes it a little more difficult. But the reality is, we at least once a day, PJ, and you probably experience this
Yeah.
too, at least once a day I'll tell the 15-minute girl, what? What is this? And then Steve will call me and
It's
he'll
more than once a
complain.
day.
He'll come back from lunch and he'll go, Mario, and it always starts off the same conversation. Mario, I used to be able to drive from, Carrollwood all the way to the High Life Fronton in 10 minutes. I
So
said,
many cars, so
What
many
happened, PJ?
Yeah.
Yeah. You could get from one end of this town to the other in 20 minutes.
That's it.
Yeah.
But not anymore.
Nope.
No.
And I
Not
don't know,
happening.
I long for those days.
I don't know really and truthfully. Last night I was coming back home about 11 o'clock. I was doing some work down at WMNF, and I was coming back home, and I jumped on the interstate at Buffalo, forgive me, going northbound, and all of a sudden, man, I'm a pretty good driver, I'm a pretty good driver, and I started to kind of merge on there, and I realized, what are they doing? A cone jumped out in front of me because they're working on the highway, and the guys who laid out the cones did a half-fast job, if you know what I mean.
half-fast.
And all of a sudden, it's like I had to veer, or I was going to eat that cone at about 60 miles an hour. And I'm thinking,
scary.
well, when did this happen? Dangerous.
Unbelievable.
And that's everywhere. That's 275 going north. That's all that mess of the interchange all the way to the bridge.
Oh, yeah.
And then for good measure, the Veterans Expressway is not that much better. So
No, it's not. They didn't plan
be mindful,
correctly.
Tampa drivers. Be mindful. Slow down a little bit, because it's a little bit tricky out there. PJ, we love you.
We do.
What would you like to see us cover? Is there a show that you'd like to see us do in the future?
Well, there are many, many restaurant chains that have got their beginnings in this downtown, like Hooters and Wings.
Okay.
And you could probably do a show on companies that got started in Tampa and become nationwide.
That's a great idea.
If we contact the Outback people and ask them if we can come in and do an expose, would it be appropriate for us to ask for some free ribs or something? Is that something that we
Definitely ask for some free ribs, no doubt about it.
Because they do have some good ribs, and that bloomin' onion, it will give you a bellyache, but I challenge you not to eat the whole
It's
thing.
very tasty.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And their prime rib can't be beat.
Yeah.
Pretty good stuff. Pretty good stuff. PJ, thank you so much. Can we get your Bolita number?
Yeah, my wife wants me to go with number 60 tonight.
60 tonight it is. 60 tonight it is.
You
Thank you,
got
PJ.
it.
We
Just keep up the good work.
Thank you for
appreciate you so much.
everything, PJ. We
All right.
appreciate you so much.
Thank you so much, PJ.
Good night, guys.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
5 o'clock traffic is all day now.
All day.
It used
Yes,
to be
it is.
15 minutes.
It is.
All day.
Hey, do we have time to do video number 2, the voiceover?
Yeah, no, we have to do the video
The first
number
one
2.
was without a voiceover.
Okay.
Now we have a voiceover, so we progressed.
Okay. We're adding a new layer of fun stuff. So here you go. Video number 2, and this is the opening intro with a voice.
Welcome to the Tampa Native Show. Stay tuned now for the most entertaining 60 minutes from the studios at TBCN, Tampa Bay Community Network. Join your hosts, Mario Nunez and Steve Canella, as they celebrate growing up in Tampa. From Shakey's to Shock Armstrong, Braddock Street and Buffalo Avenue. Get ready to call in and tell us your stories. because sharing your memories has never been this much fun. The Tampa Native Show is brought to you by the Columbia Restaurant. And now, here's your hosts, Mario Nunez and Steve Canella.
How about that, huh?
Canela.
Somewhere I found a sound studio and I went in there and I recorded some stuff. I believe that was in Mike Baluha's laboratory, if I'm not mistaken. In the
middle of the day?
In the middle of the afternoon, and you know what? It came out just fine. It just goes to show you, where there's a will, there's definitely a way. Stevie, you weren't able to get back online at all?
No, unfortunately
my.
not. No.
That's unfortunate.
So we'll probably have some emails when I get home.
So how are we going to handle this bolita drawing, big fella?
What we have to do is maybe cut it off at a certain time. You know, maybe
and do the drawing after we get the numbers and assume all the numbers.
Yeah.
Okay, so bear with us. The bolita drawing, we will draw the numbers here in front of you so you can see the numbers and hear the numbers. But then what we'll have to do is we'll have to get home afterwards, compile the numbers that we have online from our emails, and then do a legitimate reconciling of the numbers. Do-a-diddy. So hang in there with us, and we will let you know. Those of you that are connected with Facebook, stay tuned by Facebook, and if not, we'll send you an email back and let you know. How's
Okay, that seems
fair enough. Fair enough. All right. Steve, set it up.
This intro here, now we're getting really daring now. Because
Let's go.
Now instead of just pictures floating by, now we have actual video clips within the intro. So Eric, if you will, let's bring up number 3.
And let me say this about that.
Go ahead.
This particular video is, I think, one of our it's one of my favorites. I know I've heard from Eric and I've heard from Steve. They kind of like that very first one that you saw with the pictures fading in and out. I like this one. And Mike Baluha put a lot of hard work and effort into doing, and he wants to do another one like.
He puts hard work and effort into everything.
He does.
And he wants to do another one like this for us, and we want him to. It's just a little more time consuming. So Mike, whenever you get the chance, have at it, my brother, because we really do kind of like this. Enjoy this opening.
The places we would run to, the faces we would see. Yes, I remember Tampa, her sweet soft memories, a city rising on the move.
Now we're hearing that there was no audio on that, but we heard audio coming through the monitor in the studio. Did you not hear it in there at all? No audio registering? On live TV, man.
You know
what?
We tested it.
You know what?
We tested it, we retested.
It was clean.
It was like Petey repeat and little Petey and repeaty. Oh, okay.
well.
Well, look.
We'll play next
But
week.
here's the good news. The good news is if you want to hear that, where can they find us, Stevie?
TampaNativeShow.com.
TampaNativeShow.com. Go to
right.
our archives. Probably, we're going to try it again?
One more
Okay,
again.
ladies and gentlemen, without further ado,
Turn up your TV.
Here comes repeat.
The way she used to be, the places we would run to, the faces we would see. Yes, I remember Tampa, her sweet soft memories, a city rising on the move, a simple yet progressive groove. Yes, I remember Tampa, she remembers me.
Glad it worked.
There you go.
I especially liked the hair on those guys in that video.
Sometimes when you get that
Yikes.
green screen, we call it green screen hair here on the Tampa Native
And
Show.
heads.
And heads. Small heads like a Goomba. Little small heads. And Steve has his Jimmy Swaggart hair going, and I got that black plastic head going thing. It just looks funny because your head looks this big.
Yeah.
But what we liked was the
Humorous.
moving images. And Mike was very conscientious. He kind of factored in the movement in the piece to go with the
thought it out.
music.
He
So good
That's
job,
right.
Mike.
That's what he
Good job.
does.
But that was amazing. All right, listen, lines are open. If you want to call us, 813-977-6800. Lines are open right now, so give us a call. Tell us what you remember about an early show, a funny moment, something that happened on set, something that happened with a guest, or tell us something that you'd like to see us cover coming up. Stevie, we need to talk about, while we're waiting for our next caller,
You know what?
Go ahead.
Real quickly, though.
Sure.
I have an idea for a show, too,
Oh,
which
please.
we talked about at the beginning of the show, about
Okay.
the pony pictures.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Eric, let's bring up picture number, well, there's no number to it. It says pony
Except
pics.
we don't have pony pictures.
Oh, don't
Oh.
say that, darling.
Oh, wait a
We're gonna-
minute.
We're
We
going to
don't know
fix
that
that.
yet.
We're going to fix
I
that.
don't have one.
Oh, look at those pictures.
Now, this is amazing. This is on Facebook, Tampa Natives group on Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
and we created a separate album for this, and there's almost 50 people now have uploaded their pony pictures.
Amazing.
And thanks to Dan Perez for all his effort on this as well. And so Tampa Natives on Facebook, if you have a pony picture, definitely go there and upload that photo. And there's instructions right there on the page. Now everybody has, well, never mind. I'm not
Easy,
gonna say
easy, big boy.
everybody, but
Yeah, watch it.
at some point, we're going to have a pony
Yep.
picture of Mario and Sally at some point.
I just
You-
want to let
you're still
everybody
digging
know
for 'em, right?
we're
Yes,
still
we're
looking
digging.
for our
Still looking
pictures.
for 'em, okay.
And it's a point of contention between me and my co-host. It's sort of like when he won that Frozen T-shirt contest at the
That's
Tampa
right.
Yankees game. You know, he never let me live that down.
Right.
And of course, because he's been fortunate enough to find his pony pictures,
More than one.
plural, pony pictures, because apparently he did that. It was every year the pony man came around and he got the picture on the pony.
Yada, yada, yada.
And the 15-minute girl and I haven't found ours yet. So stay tuned. And if you have a Jimmy the Pony picture, you're just finding out about this now.
Yes.
Please send them to us.
Please.
Because we are going to do a show dedicated. It's part of our history.
They're so cute.
It's part of our
It is.
history.
It is.
It's something that, you know, from about 1945,
Yeah.
probably to about 1965.
Yes.
You know, this gentleman who owned Jimmy the Pony, and we're still doing our research to try to find out if he's alive or his descendants are alive.
Jimmy was a pretty pony, too.
Yeah, he was an Appaloosa
paint,
darling?
right,
No, he was a
or-
Palomino.
Palomino,
He was a
that's
pony, Palomino pony. It was beautiful.
Yes.
And he would come around and kids would get a chance to take a picture on his back. So, if you have a picture, please do send it in.
And with that, before we take the next
Oh,
call,
no.
I just have to let you know we're at the 15-minute mark
Already?
and
Wow.
that's, you know, we're
That
there.
15-minute girl
That's all
got
we
us
have.
again. Don't let us get off the air without our announcements
We
tonight.
sure do.
Darling, do what you do.
Hello, caller. Tell us where you're calling from and what your name is.
Yeah, this is Kiki. I'm calling from the
Hey,
studio.
Kiki.
Hi,
Well, hey,
Kiki.
Kiki, how you doing? Kiki Hernandez. Look, you got a new last name tonight. Kiki,
You changed your name?
It's Kiki Castillo, but that's
I didn't
okay.
like that.
Tonight you're going to be Kiki Hernandez.
I like that.
That's my
I like that
alias.
better.
That's your alias. Dun, 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 dun. Kiki Hernandez.
Ay, never a dull moment.
Well, listen, I thought you guys were on vacation till next week. I got a customer here that's eating.
Yes?
Danny Polito, he knows you guys from Rafael and all them.
No, Castillo.
Start next week,
Yeah, no, I'm sorry that he thought that.
Yeah.
Well,
Where-
I thought that, so I told him no about it. I said, please put it on just in case. And
Yes.
here you are.
Here
Well,
we are.
we'll be here each and every week, Kiki. You know that. We did take our break was on the 27th. And then we came back on. The 4th of July was the next week.
Yeah.
That was a re-aired show. That was the Marcelo Maceda
That's
show.
right. That's right.
And then we came back in last week live
11th.
with Dale Swope on the 11th. Here we are on the 18th. And this season runs through the 19th of September. So we'll be here each and every week, barring, as
Unforeseen
they say, hell or high
circumstances.
water. We'll be here every week until September 19th in this season, our 10th.
Hey, Marty, let me ask you another too. I got a customer here that would like to get one of the Tampa Native shirts. How did you do that?
Great question,
Great.
Keek, and I know that's one of the reasons why you're one of our favorite sponsors, because you ask questions just like that one. If they can go to our TampaNativeShow.com website, there's a link right there on the big green button. You can't miss it. Click that donate button. It'll take you to the page where you get your choice of shirts, and for a donation, we'll send that shirt to you. I have them here. I'm going to show them in just a couple of minutes. Would you like to see one of them now, Keek?
Sure.
Well, he's even doing it right now.
Well, here we go. Let me show it then. Here's the blue one in Ray's colors. And you can see it says Tampa Native in Ray's colors and in a baseball font, which is kind of cool.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Then we have the red one, which says Tampa Native. And it's in Buccaneer colors and in Buccaneer font. You'll notice that kind of looks like the Buccaneer font. And then, and this one here is in honor of Mike Baluja's song, I Remember Tampa. So you can see it says, I Remember Tampa.
And we all remember Tampa.
All the shirts are available, Kiki. If you just go to our website, click on that donate button. We also have a dedicated website. I'm going to throw this out there for you. If you'd like to write this down, it's a dedicated website. It's actually a kind of a redirect link. And it's Native Shirts Now. You see it on your screen. NativeShirtsNow.com. That takes you directly to that page. It's still part of our website, but it drops you right into the donate
Kind of
page.
like a shortcut.
Yeah, it's a shortcut.
Yeah.
Thank you, Steve. It's a shortcut where you can get your shirts.
Okay, no problem. Well, I wanted to call you and say hi to you. And Marty, let me tell you, by the way, you know, with the way you're dressing there, like a little guajillo, I think you need a little tobacco.
I do. I need something like that. You're right. You're
There
right.
you go.
It looks good.
Hey, do you want to give us a bolita number?
I'm Lucky 13.
Lucky 13 it is.
You
Thank
got
you,
it.
Kiki. We appreciate you.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Kiki.
Kiki.
See you soon.
Kiki Hernandez.
Bye-bye. Yeah, Kiki Hernandez, that's great. Don't let us go over on time, guys. Caller, you're on the air. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. Sorry.
My name is Mike Tampa, and I'm calling from Durham, North Carolina.
This is Mike
remember
Campa.
Mike.
Hi, Mike. How are
Remember
you?
you?
Doing well. How are you guys?
We're
Good.
doing
We're doing
great.
Good to hear
great.
from you.
How's the feed up there in North Carolina?
How's the what?
The feed, the image on your computer, is it looking good, the stream?
Well, you know, there's a little delay. Your lips are not actually lined up with the audio.
Oh, well, that's
And
fun.
when you make it full screen, it's a little blurry.
Okay,
Oh.
that happens to us in replay on full screen. It has to do with resolution. As far as the lips not matching up, I've heard that before, Mike.
Yeah.
So that's not. I mean, my wife has told me that at home. Honey, there's something wrong.
Your lips
Your
don't
lips
match
are not
up.
matching
That's
up.
normal, you mean, right?
Maybe that's just how you talk.
Right? Exactly.
know,
Exactly.
It's not bad.
It's like a bad Japanese
Too
movie.
many
Mike.
Godzilla movies. You know.
Yeah, a couple of things. One, I wanted to give you my Bolita number.
Okay.
I emailed it, but it seems that Steve has broken.
Yeah.
That
I
is
did, I
correct.
know.
He broke the machine
broke it.
tonight.
So I'll take 55.
55.
Very good.
Okay.
Okay, and I also wanted to comment on past shows. I think you had a Braddock Street show, right?
Yes, we did.
Did we do a
know
Braddock
what?
Street dedicated
Well,
to
we've-
Braddock Street? We've discussed
Not
it. It
exactly.
was a Christmas show.
Yeah, it was a
But we
Christmas
haven't
show.
done a Braddock Street
Yeah.
expressly.
Anyway, whatever you showed at Braddock Street or Christmas in Tampa,
That's
Yes,
what it was.
I
yeah.
enjoyed.
That's a great
Yeah.
memory.
For a future show, I was thinking of have you ever done like people that worked at Busch Gardens or something like that? Because I know there's a bunch of
There are a lot,
that
yeah.
have
We did a brewery
worked.
I
show.
worked at Busch Gardens.
Did you really?
Yep, Mike, we actually did a show dedicated to the brewery and the employees of the brewery, of which Steve was one.
Yeah.
So that was a really popular show as well. But that's interesting because you're talking about
The gardens
the
itself.
gardens
Right,
itself
yeah.
and maybe where the attractions were.
Right. Yeah. My wife and I worked in the animal training center.
Oh.
But that was fun.
Right, and you know, so in the kitchen, do you guys know Luis Barroso?
The name sounds
Does sound
familiar.
familiar.
The name
He
sounds
was in the kitchen. He worked there forever. I mean, probably 25, 30 years in the kitchen at Busch Gardens. But anyway, so since you already had a show like that, have you done neighborhoods, like specifically the Sogs, South Candy?
Early on, though,
no,
didn't we?
but you know what we did do?
Yeah.
We did do City of Tampa recreation playgrounds.
Right.
Yeah, local
That was a great one. That was
neighborhood
an
playground.
That was a good one. That
Yeah.
was a lot of fun for us as well. And what we might do again is we might start to separate out, okay, this is Temple Terrace,
Yeah.
this is Seminole Heights, this is
Right,
South
exactly.
Tampa.
That would
we
probably
may
be
do
fun.
shows dedicated to certain areas and then
Yeah.
reach out to those people and ask them to call in with their memories.
Yeah, exactly. You know,
Yeah.
and with a little lead in on Facebook, you know, you get people interested in it.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Send in pictures.
Yes.
Send in pictures. So absolutely. Thanks for calling,
Thank
Mike.
you.
Thank you,
Nice
Mike.
to hear
We
from
got to
you
get
again.
to our drawing, but listen, we appreciate you watching us in North Carolina. You be safe up there, okay?
You too.
Bye,
Thank you,
Mike.
Mike. Did he give us a 55?
Yes, he did,
Thanks,
55.
Good to hear
Mike.
from
Bye-bye
him.
now. We got about 5 minutes to go, Stevie.
Flying by.
4 minutes to go. Okay,
Flying,
real quick.
Brian.
Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, on the 29th of September, show that picture real quick of that Buck shirt. 29th of September, we're going to be getting together. We're going to be going to Raymond James Stadium. This shirt is going to be available to the people that are going to be joining us. That information is available right now on Facebook. If you need more information, call us. Call our comment line, 813-920-2508. That is a one-of-a-kind shirt. You're going to want that shirt. Available to the people that are going with us on the 29th. They're playing the Arizona Cardinals, and it's Throwback Buck Jersey Day. Steve, you've got an announcement to make about
do.
an event at Montaro's. Let's let them
That's
know.
right. This is going to be July 26th, Friday.
Coming right up.
Coming right up. So it's right around the corner. And you like crab enchilada, don't you?
I love Jaiba Enchilada.
Well, and it's very good there, by the way. On Friday nights, they do this. This is a Tampa Natives event at Montaro Restaurante. And it's right on Tampa Bay Boulevard in Armenia, Fiesta Plaza. 5 o'clock, they're open from 5 to 9. We'll probably be there like around 6 o'clock or so.
I think so.
And but anyway, typically the crab enchilada is like $14. It's going to be a Joe Procopio is going to make a special deal for like $11. So it's about a 30% discount.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Thank you, Joe.
So
Thanks
thank
for
you.
that.
It's going to be very good. So we'll have an event created on Facebook pretty soon, and we'll send that out. But be sure to check that out on Facebook.
Be mindful. Be mindful.
Okay.
Come have some java enchilada with us on the 26th of July.
I can't wait.
Thanks, Joe Procopio. Okay, darling, pick 3 numbers. The first one is going to be, and we'll write it on your little paper there. The first one's going to be for Joe and Sons olive oils.
Okay.
200 milliliter
number
bottle.
is
Go ahead.
48.
48, put 48, and on the 48, on the line 48, put Joe and Sons, darling. Put it with this marker if you don't mind. All right.
this marker right
Yeah,
there.
put Joe and Sons on number 48. Very
Okay.
good. This is for Caracolillo Coffee, and the number is
59.
59
Okay.
Caracolillo Coffee, and the grand prize will be the 4 tickets to the Tampa Yankees game.
I want to win that.
49.
49? I thought you said 59.
You've got it in your hand.
59.
Oh,
I said
59.
59.
Tell them what it's won, Johnny.
Caracolillo.
That could be
year I
Mike
was
Campa
born.
right there, depending on how many numbers we get on email. 2 minutes to go,
2
darling.
minutes.
Here we
Here we
go.
go.
Get in there.
Okay.
Get in there, sweetie. You got it.
45.
45,
All
and
high
that's
numbers.
for 4 tickets to the Tampa Yankees game. If you happen to win and you're out of state, you're out of the area, put some gas in the car. Come on down, man, because we got 4 tickets for you to the Tampa Yankees game. What a great show, man. It's
I know.
flown by. How much time
As
do we have,
usual.
Eric?
Wow.
Minute and a
Minute
half.
and a half.
Look, minute and a half to go. Before we go, why don't you do us a small favor and shoot that camera into your booth right there and let everybody see you. Stand up, Eric, and let everybody see
Stand
hello,
up and take a
Dory.
bow.
There you go. That's
There you
Eric
go.
Cups. You always hear us talking about
makes
Eric,
it
our
happen
technical
for
director.
us.
And that's hello, Dory. Dory
Hi, Dory.
Raquelme.
Nice
Thanks,
to see
Dory.
you.
She looks great.
She does look great.
Thanks for being in studio with us again tonight.
As always.
Guys and gals, we've got a show planned for you next week. Next week, Mr. Patrick Manteiga is going to be with us, third generation legacy owner, publisher of La Gaceta
be fun.
newspaper, the only trilingual
That's right.
newspaper in the United States. So he's going to be with us in the studio, and if you've got questions for him or you know him from a long time ago and you want to call in,
Please do.
please do. We'll be here for you. What a great show.
Man, it was
hey,
fun.
I'll ask you the question you were going to ask Harry if you were here right now. Did you have fun?
I had fun. Did you have fun, Steve?
I had a great time.
Did you
Had a
have
great
fun,
time.
Deb?
Did have a great
Okay.
time. I always have a great
We
time
always
when I'm
have
in
fun.
studio with you guys. You know that.
Yeah.
Well, we can't wait to be back in studio with you again next week. Don't forget, tomorrow night we're going to be in St. Pete, Cuckoo Cachoo, and we're going to be there
Great
with Rodney
music.
Justo and a lot
Yeah.
of our friends, Don Barco and Joe
Got a good
Howden
group.
and Chet Yoakum. It's going to be a fun time. Well,
Here
on
we are.
behalf of Eric Cups and of course, hello Dory.
Dory.
And the 15-minute girl in Tampa, Steve, I'm Mario Nunez. Salud and happy days. We love you, Tampa.
Yes, we do.
See you next week.
Back when we were younger and everything seemed new, we used to have a lot of fun, yes we did, no matter what we do. Sleepy days, long summer nights, going anywhere we please, with love that I could call my own, love that I've always known, the city that I call my home, a home from which I never roam. This love affair was meant to be. I love her and she loves me. I remember Tampa, oh, she remembers me. She remembers me. I remember, yeah, yes I do. Oh, I remember, yeah, me and you. I'm a Tampa native, Tampa native, can't you see? I will share my story with you to preserve its history.
All right now, don't forget, Thursdays, 7 p.m. on TBCN, home of the Tampa Native Show.